So in the previous sessions we have discussed the operation of collector coupled stable multivibrator, which is mainly used to generate square wave. So you can find the square wave at the collector of Q2 or at the collector of Q1. These two outputs are always complementary to each other. So in this session we will derive the period of oscillations, that is capital T is equal to T1 plus T2. So what is the period of oscillations of this square wave? So for this purpose, so let us take the heading as time period of oscillations. Time period of oscillations. Time period of oscillations. So in order to derive the time period of oscillations, let us take the waveform. Let us take the waveform at the base of transistor Q2. So which we have drawn earlier the waveforms. Now from this waveform, so let us say so this is 0, this is the VB2 waveform. I am just drawing. From this waveform we derive the time period of oscillations. Now, so what is the nature of waveform? The nature of waveform you can draw like this. So when Q2 is in off condition, at that instant the base voltage is minus VCC. So this base voltage becomes less and less negative. At some stage it reaches to the cut-in voltage of transistor Q2 and hence Q2 turns into on condition. So this waveform you have to clearly mention. This is the time period T1. This is the time period T1. Let us call this as VBE saturation. VBE saturation. So apply initial final formula which we have discussed in unit 1 to derive the equation for T1. So let us see, applying final that is FIF formula to the waveform VB2 shown. So first let us write the formula. What is the formula? Simple formula. So VB2 is equal to V final plus V initial minus V final into e power minus T by RC. So in this equation you have to clearly identify what is the initial value and final value of the waveform, and at T is equal to T1, what is this base voltage and what is the time constant for this equation. So that is, these points are very important. Once you substitute, you will get the expression for T1. So now for this waveform, you can see for this waveform, so apply this equation to this portion of the waveform. So this is the initial value. So what is the initial value? The initial value is equal to minus VCC. The initial value of this waveform is equal to minus VCC. You can see from this circuit, so the initial value VB2 is equal to minus VCC. At the instant Q2 is switched off, at that instant VB2 is equal to minus VCC, which we have shown. Now this capacitor discharges through Q1. So that means this voltage VB2 becomes less and less negative. Once this capacitor discharges, actually it has to charge to plus VCC. Since it is connected to plus VCC, it has to charge to VCC. So therefore, what is the time constant? We have to take R1 C1 and the final voltage what it has to charge actually plus VCC. So these points are very important. So in this equation, now coming to this equation, what is the RC? We have to take R1 C1 and you can see once this capacitor discharges, actually it has to charge to plus VCC. So you have to clearly mention it has to be actually charged to plus VCC. So therefore, what is the final value? The final value it has to charge to plus VCC. And again one more point, at t is equal to T1, at t is equal to T1, what will happen? At t is equal to T1, the base voltage VB2 just reaches cut-in voltage of transistor Q2. Just to mention these points. Okay, now. So therefore, which is represented as V gamma, cut-in voltage. So therefore, substitute all these things in this equation. So what is VB2? VB2 is equal to V gamma. So what is the final voltage? It has to charge VCC plus what is the initial voltage of the waveform? Minus VCC. What is the final voltage? It has to charge VCC, substitute e power minus T1, because at T1 just reaches the base voltage reaches to the cut-in voltage. What is the time constant? R1 C1. So in this derivation, in order to simplify the expression for T1, assume the cut-in voltage of transistor Q2 V gamma is equal to 0. So substitute V gamma is equal to 0. So therefore 0 is equal to VCC minus 2 VCC into e power minus T1 by R1 C1. Take VCC to the left side, so therefore it will become VCC is equal to 2 VCC into e power minus T1 by R1 C1. So cancel out VCC and VCC 1 by 2 will become 0.5. So 0.5 is equal to e power minus T1 by R1 C1. So if you take natural logarithm on both sides, you get 0.693 into R1 C1. So this is the expression for T1. Similarly, you can see that apply same FIF formula. Apply FIF formula to base VB1. So we get T2 is equal to 0.693 into R2 into C2. So therefore, what is the time period of oscillation? So therefore, the time period. So what is the time period? Capital T is equal to T1 on time plus off time. So T2, just to substitute, therefore capital T is equal to 0.693. So R1 C1 plus 0.693 R2 C2. Just to take common 0.693. So 0.693 into R1 C1 plus R2 C2. So this is the period of oscillations of the square wave. So therefore, what is T? We get T is equal to 0.693 R1 C1 plus R2 C2. For symmetrical circuit or symmetrical network, we take R1 is equal to R2 is equal to, let us say R, these two values are equal, C1 is equal to C2 is equal to C, let us say, then we exactly get the square wave. So therefore, if you substitute RC and multiply, RC is 2 RC, multiply with 2, you get it as 1.38 RC. So this is the period of oscillation of square wave. So this is what you have to prove. Very simple derivation in the examination. The period of oscillations of square wave at the collector of either transistor. Thank you.